Orúkọ mi Paula Gomes. Mo ṣiṣẹ́ inú Ààfin Ọ̀yọ́. Mo wà níbí 15 years, ọdún mẹ́ẹ̀ẹ́dógún. Mo ṣiṣẹ́ pẹ̀lú Ọba Lamidi Àtàndá.
What we are having today is to promote culture, Yoruba culture, for the Yorubas to be proud of their own culture. You understand that this culture in diaspora is respected and recognized. And you know, the slavery time was a very hard time. A lot of blood, a lot of people died. But they are the ones that are motivating now for the origin to be kept. You understand? So this program today is to tell the Yorubas, look, don't lose your identity.
In what other ways do you think Nigerians or Yorubas can promote their culture, especially in the diaspora? Because you call some people who have Africans or Nigerian or Yorubas in their land.
First of all, you have to be proud of being Yoruba, not trying to be what you are not. So if you are what you really are, you already are promoting. And if you preserve what you have, you understand? So that is very easy, that people just preserve what they have.
My name is Dr. Paula Gomes. I'm the cultural ambassador to the Alaafin of Oyo. 35 years ago, when I was a student in Germany, I did linguistics and history. I came across one book from one anthropologist, Pierre Verger. And this book was about Yoruba culture, Yoruba tradition, the Orishas. So when I came across to this book, I was very curious about the Yoruba tradition, if it was true or not, and if it was still alive. So as a student, I came, like I said, 35 years ago to Yorùbáland. I went to Osogbo, where I met Susanna Wenger and other towns. So from there, I got in love with the tradition. And every year, I would come for Yorùbáland as a student. And I go to a lot of festivals in Yorùbáland for Orisa festivals. And I came as well by that time to Oyo with one Ṣàngó priest from Osogbo brought me to Oyo for the first time. It was maybe 32 years ago. So I did research on Yoruba tradition and culture, about the religion as well, the Ẹ̀sìn ìbílẹ̀, Ẹ̀sìn Òrìṣà ìbílẹ̀. And I decided then in the university in Germany to write about the Yoruba tradition and the triangle of the Yorubas. The time the people were enslaved, leaving Nigeria, by that time West Africa, to cross to the diaspora to Brazil. And I did the work on it. I traveled to Brazil to do research as well. And I wrote about it. So I fall in love with the tradition. I fall in love with really with the tradition, the traditional religion and the tradition and the culture. And I did a lot of research on it. So that's when through my research and my work, not only in Yorùbáland but outside, I see that Ṣàngó was worshipped in about 42 countries, that they celebrate Ṣàngó. In Brazil, where I went for research as well, nothing will be done in the tradition without worshipping first Ṣàngó. So one day, maybe over 15 years ago, I decided that I wish to see the Aláàfin, because I read about it, about Oyo, about the Oyo Empire, the importance of the Oyo Empire, and I decided that I wish to see the Alaafin just to tell him that how important it will be for him to preserve Ṣàngó festival and Oyo tradition. So I asked Ṣàngó people to bring me to the Alaafin, because, like I said, I used to come to Oyo for Ṣàngó festival. For 30 years ago, the festival was very small, but the festival was there. And I asked a Ṣàngó priest to bring me to the Alaafin, and actually he brought me to the Basorum of Oyo. After I go to the Basorum, it took me almost 3 weeks to be able to see the Alaafin. And finally, I came to see the Alaafin of Oyo, Lamidi Adéyẹmí III, Basorum and Baba Bishop Ladigbolu, both of them bring me to Kabesi. Actually, the only thing I wanted to tell him was that the importance of Oyo in the history, the importance of the tradition, the importance of Ṣàngó, and that he should preserve it. That was actually what I came for, nothing else. And in that visit, Kabesi actually invited me to be his cultural ambassador. Actually, I was surprised because I didn't know if I would have the capacity to be his cultural ambassador. I was not living here. I was doing research for 35 years, go and come, and I was very familiar with Yorùbáland and with the tradition, but to live here, I didn't have it in mind. But Kabesi said I should think about it. Even I didn't know if I would be able to do it. And I went to think about it. I traveled back to my country, and then I decided to accept just to try. Actually, until today, it's 15 years ago that I've started and I've worked with Lamidi. It's now 15 years. I continue to try because every day living here, I've learned a lot, but I'm learning every day. And today, I feel a very lucky person because to work with Lamidi Adéyẹmí III, the Alaafin of Oyo, I've learned a lot. I've really learned a lot. I think I've learned more in 15 years with him that I've learned the 20 years that I did research in Yorùbáland, because it was very deep, a lot of corrections. What I would not know, he would send me for it to go and do the research to the compounds. So it was really a great journey that has really brought a lot of value to my person, not only in the area of heritage and preservation of heritage, but as well as a human being. I've learned a lot. A different culture. Living here is different to visit, to come and go and do research and go, but to live is really when you get deep into the roots and to the daily life of the people. With him, cannot forget. I will bring something and oh yeah, go to that compound. Go and take the oriki of the family. Go and do research in this compound. You know, he will not tell me, oh, he will tell me to go and do by myself. So after I go and do it, I will come. Sometimes he will correct what the family will tell me. The person who told you is not all person, no. This is not correct. It's like this, like this. Or even, you know, the dramas, they will drama, he will correct the dramas. He will correct, in fact, he knew too much about heritage, too much about culture, about oriki. He really, it was inside his body, you know. It was a really, too much. In fact, too much. Anytime the festivals were there for the ancient festivals, always ready to come out to dance with the Orisa people, to celebrate together. True, you know, Ṣàngó festival has been there for long time, because it's attached to the throne. So Ṣàngó festival always starts in Koso, you know, and is the rights between the throne and Koso and Ṣàngó. So we really work on it very well, very deep, to preserve the ancient rites, everything. So the 10 days of Ṣàngó festival is really a heritage. We didn't change anything. We preserve everything the way it was, and we just gave color into it, you know. And not only Ṣàngó, do you understand me? Ọbàtálá, Ọya, Iyemọja, Èṣù, Ajé, what else? Ọbalúayé, Oro, Egungun, Ọ̀run Fọbaṣọ̀run, Jelepa. So all these festivals, Òrìṣà Oko, so they are indigenous festivals, traditional festivals. They are there for a long time, even from Oyole. So that is what is heritage and what is really tried to preserve, and he has done it, because the way everything is very structured here, you know, the way he has structured here and the way it was in the olden days is the way he wanted to maintain it, not to, you know, people you say, we need to modernize. When we modernize, we need to be very careful. You know, there are things that, you know, all these traditional festivals, when they are preserved, you know, you can only actually develop if you preserve. So when you modernize, it's just to give color, but don't touch the essence of it. So that's what we have done. We just gave a little bit color, do you understand? And we preserve it. So, and it was a great work. I'm a lucky person. If you would told me 40 years or 30 years that I will be working with Alaafin, I will not believe, do you understand? And actually when he invited me, I was shocked. Why? I don't have the capacity, you know, to do it. Why? I don't, but, you know, it's like he knew that I would accept, and it's like he was waiting for somebody to help him. Because the day I came to him, he said to Basorun and Baba Bishop that it's my ancestors who send this woman. I was just looking like this. So, and besides research, we did preservation on the tangible and intangible heritage. It means we have recognized and promoted and identified the ancient festivals of Orisa that really belong to the town, that they are ancient festivals. And as well, the monuments like palace, ancient shrines, sacred groves. We have identified different shrines. We have, beside identified, we have as well preserved, registered, do restoration, registered in the state governments to be recognized as a church or as a mosque, to be legal. We have done registration, not all of them, but I think we registered like 14 shrines, and together with sacred groves. We did as well work with UNESCO, with the federal government. We did for UNESCO about 7 elements on the culture in Oyo. We did as well with the international community some MOUs about research and preservation, which I'm still on it. KBC is gone. He not tell anybody that was going, and only God knows the time that someone has to go. It was very hard. I didn't expect, because before he died, I saw him 1 week before. I'm working here every day in the palace, and he gave me job to do. So on respect for him, I stayed and I continue the journey, the work he gave me, I continue on it. And we are moving, we are preserving, we are doing the work, the legacy of Kábíyèsí Ọba Lamidi Adeyemi III. So we are waiting for the new king, and until the new king comes, I continue here, preserving and doing the work that Ọba Lamidi gave me to do.